share the link. All right, here we go. So a couple of things to go over, and we'll start out with kind of going back to last week. So we have a kind of like sort of like a different execution system that we have. So in the past, in this community call, we were kind of just going over some things where I guess it was like unofficial announcements, I guess, in the community call, and we're going to stick with that. So you're going to get some leaks in here, and that's kind of the purpose of these community calls, just to give you the insight of what's going on within Ethermon. And but we have set some dates on this community call for, like, you know, like for example, the WebSocket server or the giveaway wheel, right? So where you spend your tickets, and a lot of those things are being tested right now, but they're not ready for like public consumption yet. And so what we want to do is just kind of on these community calls, it's just to go over what's in progress, and we don't want to set dates on this community call, just because there's a lot more wheels that are moving in order to get some of this stuff done. There's a lot of devs involved, and a lot of hands need to be touching a lot of things before they're actually released. So we won't be setting dates. However, the dates that we do set are going to be through Medium articles, and sort of we talked about this in the past too, is that the Medium articles is going to be like the actual go-by for announcements, and these community calls are a little bit more ad hoc and more just conversational than like anything official as far as like dates. So with that said, the idea here is just to go over some of the things that we're working on, and not really like hold ourselves to a particular date. So now going back to last week, we were discussing the wheel. And so right now we have the wheels. I guess the wheel is going to be tested with the mods first. And I believe we're going to start testing that today, if I remember the conversation we had earlier correctly. And so the mods will be testing that first. And I think that the test goes as pretty simple. The test will basically have the mods go to a website, and this website will have a wheel. You click on the wheel, and you make sure that you actually receive the item that you earned by clicking on that wheel. And then once it goes live, then you're actually spending your real tickets. You're spending your hard-earned your ticket count to get actual prizes, and those prizes will consist of Ethermon NFTs, some other loot that's going to be used in the game, and potentially some Emon as well. So I guess we're going to be announcing that sometime this week as well. So stay tuned to the Medium article for that. But yeah, that's going to be starting to test today with the mods first, and then after that, it's going to be available for you guys to kind of use. So that's the first item. So that's pretty much why we added this new aspect to the mod program, and what we want to do is if one of the mods can find the link to get the application for new mods. If you can find that, post that in the chat. That way everyone has it in case you're new here and you want to kind of, manage or help us manage the community a little bit. So there's a link for an application for that. And if you've never been to one of these community calls before, usually I have Iman as a wingman here. And so since he's not available today, it'll be just for me. And what we typically do is just go over updates on the Ethermon development side. So we have the 2D game and the 3D game. And as part of this community call is just to kind of get feedback from the community on what's been going on, what you don't like, what you do like, things to improve on, and stuff like that. So so we are live on YouTube, and we do this every week, same time on Wednesday, 6 p.m. UTC. And we give away a bunch of stuff, right? I think last 2 weeks ago, we gave away around 10,000 USD worth of Emon as well as Ethermon as well. So yeah, and that's what we do here. And yeah, so let me kind of follow up on the chat here if any of you guys have any questions so far. Okay, so it looks pretty simple so far. All right, let's continue with these items. So make sure you stay tuned. We are going to be giving away some Emon and some Ethermon as well. The giveaway style is going to be a little bit different. I don't know if this is going to work. I think it will. But yeah, just bear with me on this. It's basically the giveaway bot. What we're going to do is we're going to launch that bot, and instead of the bot selecting some random people, what we're going to do is just use a command to re-roll, and we're going to re-roll for 10 people to win Emon, 10 people to win the Ethermon NFTs, and then one last person to win the NFT from Evie, the CEO of Ethermon. So that's going to happen in the last half. Another thing to go over today was we wanted to get your opinion on the 4 types that are used for the ladder, right? And so right now you have 4 types on the ladders. They have to be on chain, and you can't use Snobbit or Hambrisk or any of the free mons that were being used before. And the reasoning behind that is essentially too much Emon was being given out, right? And there's too many people out there with hundreds of Hambrisks, hundreds of Snobbits, and they're able to basically mine the Emon token without too much of resistance. And so now what we said was, well, let's just have it all on chain and then see how the community reacts. So let's see if just going back to the chat here, I guess the slow mode is still enabled. Not much of a chat going on here. Okay. I don't know if my Discord is like acting up here, but we can continue for that for now. Okay. Let me check a couple of things. Okay. Live chat still not open. Yeah. Chat cannot open. Okay, yeah. Looks like people on YouTube are commenting that the chat isn't open. Okay, it's fine. All right, let's just kind of continue here with the list that I have. So the next item. So on top of just getting your thoughts on that, and hopefully the chat will open up, the mods will help you out here. A majority of the mons, if not 100% of the mons, will be sold in Emon going forward. So we're starting to test the new payment method for Emon on the site. So we're currently testing those prices at the official store, and the prices are likely going to change based on kind of like the feedback that we get, of course. We're moving towards our model, our goal, where everything is going to be in Emon. So essentially, you'll be able to buy metas in Emon. You'll be able to use Emon to purchase in-game items through the metas themselves. And through the MetaZone system, it's going to be tracking all those transactions and then distributing the correct proportions to the owners of the metas and the landowners as well. So if you haven't played Decentraland before, there's a couple of links on the Ethermon.io website that you can kind of click, and you can jump into Decentraland. If this is the first time jumping into Decentraland, I was going to send you to the central location to kind of like the onboarding sort of scheme that Decentraland has built. So once you're there, just go back to the Ethermon site, go through the tutorials that they have in Decentraland, of course, and then jump back to the Ethermon site and then click on those links, and it'll take you to some of these locations that you see here on sharing my screen here. So it's pretty cool. So the idea with the Ethermon game, if this is your first time here again, the idea is that the games are the functions of the games are distributed to the community, and when you play the game, you're actually interacting with other community members, right? They own these functions, and when they own these functions, it's a little bit of a different type of game in that respect. That because you're interacting with the community members, right, that own these functions, that this is a more of a distributed game. And there's a few more metas that are in development right now that are going to be released. And the goal here is to essentially release these metas where it's sort of like a closed loop system. And what that means is when you're interacting with this particular meta, like it could be mining, could be fishing, whatever it is, that you're collecting the items that come from that meta, and you're using those items to potentially craft some other tool to continue, like an upgraded pickaxe, for example, to continue mining, or an upgraded fishing pole for fishing. So the idea is that when you're interacting with these metas, that these items will essentially help you progress in the game. And a lot of the stuff that you collect from these metas, a portion of, let's say, for example, you're chopping down a tree. And when you're chopping down that tree, you're collecting wood so you can craft a better pickaxe or a better axe or whatever item that we have available. And some of that wood item will be held for the landowner or the meta owner, right? So that's kind of the benefits of kind of hosting this game, is that if you encourage people to come to your land, you're able to kind of mine these assets. And I believe through MetaZone, we're going to be implementing these items as NFT tokens themselves, 1155s. So I guess if you're like a hardcore player, a grinder, and you're collecting all these items, you can convert them into like actual on-chain items, and then you can sell them on OpenSea or wherever that you're comfortable selling these assets. So that's kind of the idea. And what we really want to do is kind of release these closed loop systems for a larger end goal, where these closed loop systems are actually interacting with the other closed loop systems that we're releasing. So it becomes a much bigger game. And so that's the idea that we're kind of going with. All right, let me check the chat, see if everything's okay. Here we go. Yes, how to get the Pope. So in the middle of the call here, we're going to be assigning codes, and as long as you're on the call, you'll be able to get that code assigned, and then all you have to do is DM the Boomergon bot /claim, and then you can claim that code. So that's going to be closer to the end of this, so just kind of stay tuned. The Pope on this one is pretty cool, so just keep an eye out for that. Okay, so Jamie, he says, how do I get into the call? So at the very top, there's something that says, where is it? Community call. All right, so let me, yeah, there it is. All right, you got it, cool. Okay, what are the coordinates? So the coordinates here are 105, -24. All right, just kind of going through. Yeah, thank you for opening up the chat. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, all right. Okay, so Valen is saying that Discord is having trouble. I think you're breaking up. Okay, so let me scroll all the way to the bottom and make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, let me close the screen here. Okay, sharing screen again. All right, you guys should be able to see that. Cool. All right, we're back online. All right, so now that we're back, let me re-ask the question just to make sure that we get some feedback on this. Thank you for sharing the link. And the question is, so the feedback, we updated the ladder to not have any free mons to use for the ladder tournament, and wanted to get your feedback on what you guys think so far. Is it better to not have free mons in the ladder tournament, and what would you guys like generally suggest to kind of support the free-to-play players out there? How do we incentivize free-to-play players to continue playing if there's no method to earn Emon, right? So kind of think about that. It's kind of like a open-ended question, but something to think about for sure. Furthers well control. Why not let Freemons back? Okay. Okay, that was a good suggestion, Abe. 2 on-chain, 1 Freemon. I think, yeah, that would work too. Chance to win Mons. No free Mons. Sundukai. Ladder left out because I would have only on-chain Mons or fuck. So 300 iron. Yep. Yeah, I think that we're not balanced. How do we free to play players to come in with the free Mons? You know what I'm thinking is Mons with Hambrisk and Snobbits. There's so many of them. There's like, I don't know, 50,000 of them. And you can get OpenSea for really cheap if you don't have one. They're like 50 cents. But the idea is that you should be able to use those to Mon. But you earn very little, man. I'm talking about, I don't know, 5 Emon tokens. You should be able to earn yourself or potentially win, an on-chain Mon, like a higher value Mon. So I sort of agree with sentiment for sure. Why not make a quest to earn an on-chain Mon long-term goal? I agree. I guess it was we brought work new map, and so that's still in development. So yeah, okay. You should let free-to-play players grind for Mons instead. That is a good idea, Secret Light. So actually, free-to-play players don't earn Emon. They in a good way. Okay. That's another we're thinking about too. For the we're thinking about ways to incentivize burning some of these Ethermon, but I don't know. I don't think we've come up with anything really sustainable or really that attractive to put it yet. Okay. Let me jump to the notes. So, like I mentioned before, the majority of Mons will be purchasable via Emon. I think there might even be sort of like a built-in discount if you're using Emon to purchase these Ethermon from the store, and of course the prices of the metas, once this transition happens, the prices of the metas will change and they'll be a little bit more reasonable. If you go to metazone.io and find like the Ethermon meta NFTs, they are expensive today, right? But those were released back when mana was about, I would say, under 7 cents. And so under 7 cents, it was a little bit more reasonable. But yeah, the prices today, they're not sustainable. So once that transition happens, when you're able to purchase these in Emon, they're going to be a little bit more reasonable in terms of price. And then the future metas as well too. Okay. Another thing that we want to release is an updated roadmap. So this roadmap is going to be a little bit more detailed than the one you see on the site right now. And this roadmap is more like development focused and kind of release focused. The first thing we'll be pushing live in terms of this roadmap is player skills. So when these metas are released, where you're wood cutting or mining or fishing or whatever, you're going to have a skill that's attached to your name. So that name obviously is tradable, right? If you purchased a name for Decentraland, that name would be tradable. But it's going to be attached to your name, and it's going to be skills that you progress as a player. So it's not attached to like any item or anything like that. So as well as Emon quests. So currently working on ways to make this not a bottable or spammable with multi-accounts. So I guess the idea here is to set some quests, kind of like some of the suggestions that we saw a little bit earlier, where you earn as you progress in the quest, you earn Emon. But one of those things that we can't do is just have like some mechanism where bots just kind of fly through this thing. So yeah, there's a couple of security things that we need to make sure we accomplish before we release that. So, and then if we go back to last week, we talked about these wheels. So earlier I mentioned how the mods are going to be able to test. Oh, look at that, DCL curations. That's badass, dude. You got like a bear. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. We got a bear head with an astronaut suit. It's awesome. All right, sorry for the distraction here. Okay. All right, going back. So yeah, there's a lot of people here. All right, where were we? So yeah, going back to where we were last week, we were talking about this wheel. So the idea of the wheel is to kind of do like a little refresh. So we have a lot of people with a bunch of marks, and we've always said that those marks are going to be for in-game items. And one of the first things that we wanted to implement for that in-game item suggestion for the marks is to get this wheel going. And so this wheel will be available on the site first, and then eventually it's going to be a long-standing kind of component to the district. And so you'll be able to go to the district, see this huge wheel, interact with it, spend marks, and in today's case, spend silver tickets, and then potentially win, Emon NFTs, Ethermon NFTs, all kinds of loot that you're going to need to progress in the game. So like, for example, axes or fishing poles, whatever it is, all those will be on the wheel itself. So there's going to be energy boosts in that wheel and a chance to get enough tickets to spin on the better wheel. So we will have officially 2 wheels. One wheel is going to be, it's going to cost us significantly less, and then the other wheel is going to be a little bit more expensive. We haven't set the prices yet in terms of tickets, but most people will be able to, even if you have like one ticket, you'll be able to, have at least one spin. So that's for sure. But the more expensive wheel, you're going to have much more rare mons to win. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're almost there. So we have a couple of other items left. I wanted to kind of set this thing. So what we're going to do for the giveaway is we're going to set up the giveaway bot, and once you interact with that giveaway bot, I'm going to set it for like, I don't know, something like 3 hours or so. That way it doesn't like pop during the call. But the idea is we're going to select 10 winners for Emon, 10 winners, or technically 11 winners for Ethermon NFT. So we're just going to do re-rolls until we get all 21 people in, and it should be interesting, suspenseful, one at a time. Okay, it looks like... Okay, this works. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a. Okay, let me kill the connection and. Seconds. All right. Let's see if that's better. Okay, can everybody see the screen on Discord? If not, you can jump into YouTube and see what's going on. The Emon airdrop is in progress. We're waiting on one announcement in order for that to happen. So once that announcement is out, then you'll be seeing that airdrop coming to Tarika. Okay, cool. You guys can see it. All right. I can see your eggs. I don't know what the numbers are for the Emon drop, but if you hold a meta, an Ethermon meta, you're gonna get some tokens, and so once we make that announcement on the Medium articles, then you'll be able to know all the details then. Okay. All right, so let me set up the bot right now. That way you guys can start reacting. Then we can start doing the review here. Okay. Okay. If you're on YouTube, the bot is about to launch next. I'm gonna do this. That wasn't pop during the. Okay, let's do 20. Oh, this should pop. All right, so head to the live stream chat and there, and then once you react, you're in, and then we can start doing the here. As we go through these dates. Pinned, and then we're ready to go. Right here, almost 100 interactions. Awesome. Okay. If you haven't seen it, the item. Before we get started here, a couple of leaks. We are finalizing our deal with a popular staking platform on Polygon where you'll be able to earn, or you'll be able to stake Emon, and we'll also be holding some contests to celebrate the partnership and distributing the new partnership mon. So I've seen the drawings for this new mon. It's pretty badass. It's well, I don't want to give away the type because it kind of gives away, you know, who. Who this is, but I don't know what this window happened here. Okay, so like I said, the you'll be able to earn Emon with this partner here, and this should be announced pretty soon. Like I would say next couple of days, but don't hold me to that. It's based on a lot of the stuff that we're working on with this partnership. So so yeah, that's gonna be released pretty soon. Okay. Going back to the notes here. Oh, and another thing pretty interesting is that we're working on an artist program. So this artist program is, we want to open up the artist program to all the artists, and that you can submit any Ethermon design that you think is viable, and the community will vote on this Ethermon design. So the ones that get selected will get a cash, or specifically a crypto prize, and the mon will be sold in the store, and the artist will get royalties. So that's pretty awesome. That's something that we've been wanting to implement for a long time now, and we really want to encourage the artist community to get involved. I think they make some of the coolest monster types that we've seen, and we wanted to get anybody who's an artist in the community right now to start submitting these designs and then put them up for a vote. And those that end up getting voted in will get these royalties. So it's pretty awesome. That's like one of the more exciting things that we have sort of in development right now. Okay. So let's jump into the chat here. And give me 1 second, guys. All right, so let's do the first giveaway here. Okay, so everyone pay attention to the live chat. I'm going to, so we're gonna give away, let me think. So we're gonna give away to 10 people. Yeah, let's do that. So 10 people, 500 Emon. All right, so here's the first one. So the first person to win 500 Emon is, let's see if this works, first of all. Okay. Okay, dang. It didn't work. Okay, let's do yeah, this might not work, guys. Okay, let me go back to the setup here. Yeah, this might not work. If let me try this again. G end. Wow, it just completely failed. Another bot failed. So let me do this again. Okay. Chat. Okay, we're gonna have to react to the bot again. See if this works. Okay, let's do 1 hour. Oh, you know what it is? I think I know what it is. Okay, let me try this one more time. Emon and Ethermon NFTs. Yep. I bet you I know what it is. So if the bot doesn't pop and select winners, then you can't do a reroll. That's what I'm guessing. So go back into the live stream chat and react to that bot, and then let me do a quick test here. Because if it doesn't work, then we can just do another one and set it to like, I don't know, 10 seconds or something. Okay, here we go. So let me try this. Re-roll. And there it is. Case sensitive. 500 Emon. It worked. Okay. All right. So let's do another one. G create. So that was number 1. This is for another 500 Emon. Here we go. Wait. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? God damn it. Okay, here it goes. The new winner is Zip. Congratulations. All right, so Zip, another winner. 500 Emon. Okay, another one. Congrats, Zip. No, this is not the test. Okay, it looks like that one didn't work. It says can find. Yeah, let me. Yeah, I think I must have triggered that bot as if there was another test. Okay, one sec. Okay, G. All right, we're going to have to react to another bot here.